Hello, I'm Emma and I'm going to be talking you through how to set up a standard curve ready for clone productivity assessment using the icon. Before you begin your standard curve preparation, make sure that all of your consumables required have had sufficient time to warm to room temperature. Your standard curve should be generated using an IgG molecule, which is characteristically similar to what your clones are expressing. Secondly, it is important that your IgG molecule is diluted in the same medium that your clones have been cultured in. As ICON's productivity assay is based on fluorescence polarization, it is important that the medium that your clones have been cultured in is free from fluorophores, such as phenol red. To begin, check the stock concentration of your IgG standard molecule. If you are intending to run a low-range icon titer assay, a 12.0 dilution, which covers the range 100 to 0 milligrams per litre, should be generated. If you are intending to run a high-range icon titer assay, a 12.0 dilution, which covers the range 1,500 to 0 milligrams per litre, should be generated. The easiest way to do this is via serial dilution using a calibrated P1000 pipette. Each well requires 60 microliters of standard, and enough should be available to run each concentration in triplicate. Advice on the best way to do this is displayed on the screen above. Once you have prepared the appropriate serial dilution of your standard IgG molecule, you are ready to set up your titer plate. For the purpose of this video, I am preparing the icon titer plate on the bench. However, normally I would work within a Class 2 safety cabinet with the light turned off to minimize light exposure. Remove your icon titer plate from its packaging. Using a P200, pipette 60 microliters of your standards into the wells of your titer plate. It is important to avoid touching the bottom of the well during this step, as this is coated with protein G1. Once you have pipetted all of your standards into your titer plate, pour your cell culture medium into a reservoir. Using a calibrated P200 multi-channel, aspirate 60 microliters of your clone culture medium. Multi-channel pipettes can be difficult to use. Please make sure that all tips have aspirated the correct volume before proceeding. Putting the pipette tips all the way to the bottom of the well this time, mix the 60 microliters of clone culture medium with the 60 microliters of standard, which is already in the well. This should be done via aspirating and dispensing 3 to 4 times using the multi-channel pipette. Pipette as gently as possible during this step to avoid introducing bubbles. Once mixing is complete, dispense to the first stop of your multi-channel pipette and remove the tips from the well. It is important not to dispense to the second stop, as this will likely introduce bubbles to the titer plate. Replacing your multi-channel tips each time, repeat this process for the remainder of the wells containing your standards. Your standard curve setup is now complete. Visually inspect the titer plate to ensure no bubbles have been introduced during setup and that all wells have a final volume of 120 microliters. Once you are satisfied, load your titer plate into the icon plate bed and allow the plate to incubate for 5 minutes before reading. Within the Studios software, select the correct titer assay you are performing and input the concentration values of your standards. Next, calibrate the brightness of your icon instrument so that the output for the parallel and vertical channels are between 4 and 6 million. Make sure to check both your 0 mg per litre negative control and top concentration of your serial dilution. For low-range titer plates, this is very easy to achieve. However, with high-range plates, you may struggle to get both ends of your standard curve to fall within this range. Try to be as close to the range of 4 to 6 million. However, expect to have outputs of 3 to 7 million. Once your instrument is calibrated, set your plate to run and wait for the results. Under the View tab, check that the standard curve that you have run has low standard deviation between triplicates, and that your curve is nice and linear. If your curve has started to plateau, please consider rerunning your curve within the linear concentration range. Once you are happy with the quality of your standard curve, save the curve to your project. You are now ready to start assessing the productivity of your clones. I hope you have found this short video useful. Thank you for watching.